Halloween night. Hi, my name is Jennifer, and I was asked out by a cute guy. His name was Josh, and he was a jock. I, however, am more socially awkward and either over talkative or over isolationist, I guess. Yeah, I stayed away from people when I knew that they wouldn't talk to me. I was pretty brave with talking to people, but a lot of times I just felt awkward. Yeah. But he asked me out without me even talking to him. I felt really happy with this. It was at his cousin's rich family's house, so it was going to be a nice Halloween party. He was bringing like 3 cars worth of kids from school. It seemed like they were a lot of the people in his various sports teams he played with, along with their family and friends. And of course, me and 2 other people who would be riding with us. We do sort of a procession down to the house from our school. I asked him what I should wear, I wanted to match him or at least seem cohesive. And he said, don't worry about it, awkwardly. I figured he didn't know what he wanted to do yet. When I arrived at the school, I saw him coming out of the main doors. He was dressed up as Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq. He had a card pasted to his chest that said, Shaq Attack. I laughed uncontrollably for a while as he walked down the stairs. Why are you laughing? He asked. Well, have you ever listened to... there's nothing wrong with basketball. I love it, he said. Yeah, you're right. There is nothing wrong with it, but there's some funny things that happen on this podcast I listen to. Well, what, did they make fun of him or something? And no, they just bring him up a lot, and in funny ways. He sighed. I'll send you the link, I promised. We joined the others, and we all got into our vehicles. Well, not my vehicle. Josh's vehicle, and his friends got into their room. 16 and 17, and even some 18-year-old ones were there. The 18-year-olds, he admitted to me on the road, were mostly there as drivers. As we got out to the main road heading towards his cousin's mansion house, we started talking more and more. I looked through the rear view mirror, and I saw that besides having a third wheel, they were still seeming to have some fun back there. Daniel and his girlfriend were having a good old time. It seemed like they were having a chafee. It was strange looking, too. It looked like he was uncomfortable. I didn't mean to see it, but it was so visible because they were laying across each other's, his feet were laid out across her. It was strange looking. We heard a strange sound in the car when we were in the middle of nowhere, so Josh got out to check on the car. It was nothing, except for that they needed to get gas soon, and the brakes were a little squeaky. He looked at everything inside, getting back in. I went out because it was a long ride, and I needed to take a piss. I went behind a bush and watched out from the side so, they'd know I'm still there and, I'd look out for them. Suddenly, as he was waiting by the car for me, a turkey vulture hit Josh right in the face and swooped right over him. I laughed again, getting into the car. and sitting beside him after I was done. We got to the party, and it was nice. I talked to many people. But as I was starting to have fun, Josh said, "Come on, let's get upstairs and get you settled." I nodded, and we started heading upstairs. As we walked up the stairs, we could hear the sounds of squeaking beds and floorboards even. It was almost unbearably loud in the wing that we'd be staying in. "Oh my," Jack's aunt said. We walked on, and surprisingly, she opened up the door that some people were already in. We saw 2 people, a girl and a guy. They were raw dogging it hard. In the same room, in the very back, the bathroom, we could hear something else going on. Josh went back there and said, "Man, they're really raw dogging it. Seemed like the guy's uncomfortable though. The one who has his dick in the other. You must be receiving a real clincher." We walked on, and the aunt decided, "Okay, I'll give you guys another room. Closer to me." She started talking more about other things going on as we walked to the middle of the house on that floor. And she showed us the room we would be staying in. I started to set my stuff down and then realized I had to pee. As I walked into the room, the bathroom anyway, I started to pee myself. I didn't realize I was holding it in for that long. I cleaned myself up, and thankfully it didn't ruin my costume, just the pants underneath. So I went back out, and me and Josh partied some more. Then, as time went on, I started talking to more and more people, having a great time doing it. I saw a graveyard. A fake one, of course, but it looked like it had an open grave. I imagined Shaq standing there, right at the edge of the grave, and a basketball hoop over top of it. I sighed. "I'm goofy," I thought to myself as I walked on. Then, as I was getting a drink from the bar, I noticed a door behind the bar counter. Suddenly, a skeleton popped out from behind it. A real skeleton. You see, the doorway had curtains, and they sway back on their own. And when the skeleton popped out, I rushed to it, wondering who it was. The bartender let me pass, kind of scared. It was a real skeleton. I couldn't find a mask or anything else. It had real stuff stuck to it. I saw no strings attached to it. Nothing. Even the inside of the rib cage felt dry. I can't believe I touched it. I even touched the spot where its whole wiener would be. The end. So, if you can't tell already, this was my pitiful attempt at a UCA parody. For those who don't know, who are listening to my channel, UCA is Undercooked Analysis. It's a podcast where they read, review, and analyze creepypastas, online horror fiction, with no script, no plan, no filters, to borrow from David King's motto. So I wanted to try to make a parody pasta. I hope it's enjoyable and at least somewhat funny. I don't really think it was, but I'm gonna post it anyway. Shit. I can't believe I'm doing this. So this is Destiny. I hope you enjoyed the story I wrote.